Welcome back. We'll be looking at the next German division, part of NATO. And today we're going to be looking at the Territorial Kommando SUD division. Part of NATO, another German division. The last German division we're looking at. So first and foremost, let's jump straight in and look at the first logistic vehicle we have here. So it looks like we have the UH-1D munitions. This is the first time we've actually seen this helicopter out of the divisions, which is pretty good. So we've got a nice little option there straight away from the get-go. Next, we've got the big beastly CH-53G munitions with a supply of 2,000 in there, which is nice. The Mancat 6x6 munitions, which is a good amount of supply as well for a ground vehicle. And the Iltis Führungs, and then the M577GA2 command vehicle. Not the biggest selection of logistic vehicles, but not bad. It's got your standard vehicles you want, so it's not bad at all, to be honest, quite frankly, for what we got. Moving into the next tab, we have the infantry tab, which is quite large actually, quite a mixture of units as well actually. Wow, interesting. Okay, so first and foremost we got the Feldjäger, just your standard unit. We've seen this before with just the MP5A3, which is standard, little just territorial, just defensive infantry units you can use. Our first unit we can see here is the Heimatschützen. I'm not sure what Heimat means, but Schützen means rifleman. So that's good weapon systems as well. MG3, the Panzer 44, not bad, 45 points. Cheap, but actually pretty good infantry, quite frankly. Next we got the Sicherungs, or Sicherungs, I don't know how you pronounce that. 11-man strength, G3A4, 25 points, not even that expensive to be honest, but they're just literally just a rifle infantry, so not bad. We've got the reserve Pioneers with the satchel charge and MP2. Not bad unit for the price you're looking at as well. Still yet to see demolition charges. Pretty cool. The M40A1 with tank gun, recourse rifle. Seen this as well. Nice weapon system used to be used in defense and bolstering defensive lines. Next are the PAL Milan 1. Not bad penetration. Pretty good. Nice price. Moving down to next, we have a command unit here. We actually have Green Beret leaders. Really interesting units, this actually. The first time I've seen this. They look really good. Command unit as well. Pretty awesome with jeans. It's got an interesting combination of clothing going on here, which is not really realistic, I don't think. I couldn't imagine seeing a Green Beret wearing his Green Beret, jeans and a webbing belt kit. Or even these guys, a combination of soft hats with jeans. I don't know, it's a bit strange. Maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe let me know below if you got any history you know about that. But nonetheless, these units look really good. We've got the M249 and also the M202 Flash with also Colt Commando. Probably one of the best infantry versus infantry units I've seen in the game. They've got the machine gun, which normally the Flash comes with a engineer unit. Normally it's just a rifle and a Flash. But this one's got the combination of the M249 Flash, Colt Commando, and this command unit. Pretty beast. Really good stats. I really look forward to trying these guys out. And they get to be deployed in the Chinook. So, pretty good all-rounder. Formidable force, I'd like to see. And next we just have the standard Green Berets as well. A small team, 6-man team with 84, M249. Really good stats as well. We bump up a little bit more. Not bad at all. Dropping a UH-60 as well, so that's pretty cool. Pretty cool unit. It's interesting to see we've got quite a big mix in this division. You've got German units, French units, and American units, which is pretty cool. Next to the Pioneer Führer, we've seen these before, the Carl Gustav. Not a bad little CV unit, to be fair. And the Pioneers, the satchel charge, a larger group, squad size. Pioneer, the Flamethrower. And the Pioneers, the Aim Burst. Or Arm Burst. Is it Arm Burst? Not sure. Strength 10, not a bad unit as well, to be fair. Pretty good infantry unit. Next to the Jägerführer, just a standard, another command unit, the Carl Gustav. Pretty much the same as the Pioneer Führer, to be honest. Next to the Jäger unit, which is 11-man fire team, or squad, should we say, sorry, with the MG3 and the Panzer 44. Good size unit, not bad. Moving on now, we have some French units actually now. The Command Aeromobiles, which is just equipped with the La FAMAS, or FAMAS, should we say. Not a bad unit. 110 points. Comes with Super Puma, so I guess that's the benefit to these units as well. Personally, I've got other choices how to choose over these guys in this division. Next, we have the Aeromobiles, which is equipped with both the FAMAS, the AN9F1 medium machine gun, and an Alplas anti-tank rocket launcher. Probably one of the best anti-tank weapon systems in the game. Probably a little bit better than the Panzer first. Let's just compare it to the 84, which we can see up here. In regards to the 84, it's 7 or 4 points more penetration. I think the Panzer First, the latest one, has 20 penetration. Probably one of the best anti-tank weapon systems in the game, at close range anyway. As you can see, it's also only got 4 rounds of rockets, so it just kind of is an indication of how good this weapon system is, because they've limited how much ammunition you have. And finally, we have the Milan 2, which is the best anti-tank weapon system at range, or ATGM, ground-to-ground missile. 24 penetration in this division. Nice. Good little selection unit there. Really good kind of selection of infantry units you can choose from. So good all-rounder. Really nice selection there. Moving on to the artillery, you have the Tampella 120mm mortar. Seen this before. Really nice to support an infantry support. Then we have the PS30 PZ Mortar, which is pretty much a Tampella on the back of a chassis. A mortar chassis, and the MG3 equipped that well. So that's not a bad unit. It can defend itself and obviously be utilised as a mortar. Next, you have the M1A2 howitzer and the 155mm howitzer as well. Both really good, depending on how we use them. Obviously, primarily this one is pretty much, in regards to looking at points as well, you're probably better off going for the 155. You've got better range, better suppression, and a lot better high explosive rate, and you're looking at cheaper supply cost. So I would say hold out 35 points just to get this, unless you, depending on your blading style once again, but personally I would go for the 155. But the stats here are pretty much the same in regards to shoot attributes as well. Next, moving on to the tank tab. First and foremost, we have the Iltis Milan, which has a Milan 1. Just your standard little anti-tank vehicle here. You can get around the battlefield quite quickly. Got good stealth. Not bad actually as well. We bumped this right up, 56%. For a 20-point tank, 20-point vehicle, that's pretty good actually for the price we're looking at there. You could fill up a whole tree line full of these things and have some massive blockade of anti-tank weapon systems. But obviously, these can be pretty much killed instantly if they're fired upon. But I guess in groups, this thing can be quite deadly. But other than that, it's not the best, but it can do its job, depending on your playing style. Next, we have the Kampfpanzer, or Kampfpanzer. Tank guns, this is sort of your tank support, I'd say. It says anti-tank, but is it really going to be good against anti-tank? Not really. Maybe pick out infantry fighting vehicles. But I'd say more prominently, I'd use this as defensive and supporting infantry. Next are the P4 Milan 2, which is obviously just the same as the Iltis Milan 1, but just a better weapon system. So you've got better stats there, so that's a lot better. You can see it's reflected in the points there. Still pretty good price, well, 35 points, what it is. So nice. Moving on to the actual tanks we have in this deck. Not the best tanks at all in the game, quite frankly. But they're given that option there, they always do, which is always good. So the first four are the M48A2 GA2 Führer, which is your command tank. Then you have the non-command tank version there. Not bad stats, but primarily use this for infantry support and defensive positions. But you can obviously use them on the offensive as well and use them as your main tank formation. But this deck's not about the tank divisions, but you have these options here if need be. Next, Recon. Wow, okay. That's pretty interesting. The T-Panzer, Green Archer. That's a pretty cool name, I like that. Well, that's really pretty cool. Exceptional optics, as expected, 55 points. And that's not a bad price. With an MG3 as well. Mediocre stealth. But for what it is, that's pretty good. You can sort of hit this back, well, get this set back right in the tree line, and you should be able to see quite far. So not bad at all. I wouldn't mind using this thing. I think it's something I'd look to probably equip. Next, got the Uff Clara. I'm going to say that's how I'm pronouncing it. Not bad infantry unit. Exceptional stealth, very good. So these guys are going to be your sneaky beaky guys, hiding in tree lines, and just going to be primarily just used to be the eyes in the battlefield, but can be saboteurs as well. The Jaeger version of them as well, which is a larger squad, 11 man. These guys can also be used as infantry, which I have used previously. Because the Panzer First 44, MG3, and the G304, and pretty good, excellent unit quality. It's got really good stat optics, good, exceptional stealth. So a good unit, all-rounder recon unit. Next, with the Gazelle Lissy with very good optics, and the Gazelle with a cannon, with a giant M621 autocannon, both with very good optics. You may as well just spend the extra 10 points and get the autocannon. let's be honest. Depends how you play again. Like if you'd like to manage your points and like literally get it down to the T and get as much out of your money as possible. But personally, it's always good to have a weapon system because you never know what you're going to see. Recon could fall, or it could be recon units moving around the battlefield, and you can have the opportunity to take them out with this thing, even auto cannon, or soft skin command vehicles. It's always good having something that's armed in the battlefield. Next are the FS Jaegers, B1. Exceptional stealth again, very good unit, strength 8. Not the best quality unit, but they're good. The HK21 and the satchel charge. And that satchel charge is quite powerful, so that's pretty cool. You actually have that recon unit to actually get close on positions, throw that satchel charge down, and do that. He's actually Fallschirmjäger. That's what it means, Fallschirmjäger, which is airborne units in Germany. And last, the AMX-10 RC. Now, I think this is going to be one of the best recon vehicles in the game, alongside the Bradley. But I would even go as far as say as this is probably the best one I've seen so far, because of this gun. It's got a 16 penetration gun, 2275 range. It's got armor of 3, very good optics. It's just a good recon tank. It's fast. It's got armor. It's got a tank gun. It's got a medium machine gun. I would literally put this just neck and neck with the Bradley. I would actually put it past the Bradley actually, because you might even have smoke in this thing. You can. Only thing the Bradley has over this is its exceptional range sometimes on the optics and the anti-tank weapon system. But if you have a few of these dotted about for 85 points, this guy can do some damage. You know, I think this is kind of underrated. I'll put that as exceptional potentially. But it depends how you use it really. Once again. But I've been annihilated by 3 of these straight away from the get-go in the game. With like 2 or 3 of these in the forest straight away at the beginning, because you can deploy recon further ahead of the lines. And they've just wiped my empty vehicles, and they can do that quite easily with this gun. So as you can actually look at it actually as well. If you even put this up to the highest rank, look, stats are just phenomenal. So really good recon vehicle, one of the best, one of my favourites in the game. Next is the FK20 20mm anti-air gun. Just your standard little bolster defense, nice and cheap. You can get around. Another one of the Flak L70 Bofors. Another Flak anti-air gun. You can dot around the map for defenses. The Flaggerfürst, which is just your red-eye surface-to-air missile team. These guys are good, just dot around the map. I've used that before on other units and other maps. It's really good to have these guys, as they've got really good stealth, as you can see, so they can be really well hidden, and it's hard for helicopters to spot them, especially in forests. The Hawk, really good at taking out airplanes. It's happened to me multiple times. Where I think I got out of the field, I'm like, yes, I'm free, and next thing I know, one of these come flying out and knock me out. So it's quite upsetting, quite depressing, but good unit to defend against the air assets. Got the Roland 2 and the FRP Roland 3. Really good weapon system as well. I do thoroughly enjoy the Roland. I like to use it a lot as well in War Game Red Dragon, and even more so in this game because they've got really good stats, as you can see here. Only thing is they are radar guided, so you've got to bear that in mind for SEED aircraft. Moving on to the helicopter, we have the Gazelle Canon with a giant M621, which is pretty much the same as the Recon. Nice and cheap unit, that really good. Like if you're desperate or you need to like cover areas or you can flank, use these bad boys, get around the rear. It's good taking out infantry or just using to get around enemy and taking out specific targets. Gazelle Hot, nice, good penetration, good stats here, not bad percentage of accuracy. It's good price as well actually, 40 points, really cheap. And then it was Gazelle Hot 2 with a much more higher penetration, much more better stats for 50 points. Actually, that's quite a reasonable price for what that is. Compared to most anti-tank weapon systems on helicopter platforms, and a bit more expensive. So it's actually a good price for what you're asking for. And last, we have the Air tab. So let's see what aircraft we have to our disposal in this division. So the Alpha Jet cluster, seeing that? The Alpha Jet cluster, sorry. Not bad. Always good to have. Nice and cheap. Get in the battlefield. Drop some bombs on the tanks. It's good. The F-104G, the Mark 83, unguided bomb. Nice. Another cheap aircraft you can get on the battlefield quick. Only got 2 bombs, so it's not the biggest. The biggest amount of payload, but it's still good. F4F, Alpha Alpha, air superior fire. So, I've seen this before as well. Good little standard, good cheap air-to-air superior fire, to be honest. It's got good agility, good air optics, also good speed, and ECM is good as well. Next to the Mirage 5F cluster. So there we go, another more expensive aircraft there, a bit larger payload. You can see, got now 4 cluster bombs. instead of just 2 on this one. So you want to look at more pricier aircraft, but they have more larger payload. Nice looking aircraft as well. Really love the model. Love the Mirage 2000 or the Mirage 5 and Mirage 2000 right here. Look at this. So we've got Mirage 2000, which is our air-to-air missile, so what's called air-to-air fighter, which has both close range and long range air-to-air missiles there. As you can see, really nice aircraft. Exceptional air optics, it's really fast. ECM and the agility is very good as well. It's only got unit quality of mediocre. I think that may be due down to the accuracy of the weapon systems. Everything else is pretty good. So I would say it's kind of underrated. I'd give that at least good. But there we go. Next, we have the F4580 with the Maverick. Seen this before. Really good penetration in these bad boys. Really nice weapon system that as well. The aircraft. Next, the FOF High Explosive 2 and the High Explosive. Oh, it looks like they're both the same. Let's have a look. On next to it. What we got? So the one on the left has 5 times bomb. On the right has 12. Interesting. So okay, so you're getting similar. Well, the one on the left actually you're getting a lot more bang for your buck, really. You're getting high explosive at 13 and a suppression rate of 595, but there's less bombs, so you got less. You can have less of an area to be covered by these explosions. But if you're aiming for a specific location, then you're going to want it on the left. Just the Mark 83 550 kg bomb instead of the 227 kg. But it also depends on how you like to. Do you want to have your explosive bombs, your ordnance dropped in one area, or would like it to spread out? But and then what you can do is you can equip both these 2 divisions, and then you know, right, which one do I want. There's a large area of units in this tree line. Let's blast the whole thing with the 12 kg. Or if you know they're in very much in one sort of area, you can drop the 450 kg bombs on one. Nice. And then last we have the GBU 10 F1115, which is a rather strong bomb. Probably the best bomb I've seen in the game. Best bit of ordnance I've seen, actually. 27.75 high explosion, 1,221 suppression rate, a 355 point aircraft. I've not seen anything surpass 300. So there you go. This has got to be one of the best bombers, ordnance, I've seen in the game. So if you want to see, if you want the best bomb from NATO, look for anything that's equipped with GBU-10. It's almost 1,000 kilograms of TNT. Well, weight, should we say. That is phenomenal. That is awesome. You've got a really good selection of units in this game. I'm going to say the infantry, the air branch, and your recon as well is going to be your best places in this game, to have your best units. Also got green berets, which is pretty awesome. It's funny you don't even get green berets in the American divisions, but you get them in this division, which is pretty cool. It's interesting. Alright, so that is the Territorial Kommando SUD command division, part of Germany. So I hope you enjoyed. Give me a little rate. Comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff you do. But I'll see you next one. I think the next one we're going to be looking over is the British divisions. We've almost gone through all the divisions in the game now, and it's taken quite a while actually. We've been doing this for the last few days, but it's been great fun looking at all the units in the game. Alright, I'll see you next one. Hope you enjoyed.